Imagine this. You're standing in a bustling city square, sunlight warming your face, the hum of life surrounding you. Yet something feels off, not in the noise or the people, but in a subtle, almost imperceptible way. A whisper at the edge of your perception says, "None of this is real." You look around, faces blur into patterns, movements loop like a dream. Glass towers, glowing screens, and the constant rush feel like a stage built for eyes that can't truly see. People walk with purpose, eyes open, mouths moving, but nothing real is being said. You blink, trying to reattach to the world you've always believed in. But something has shifted. You can't ignore the possibility that your ordinary vision has been hiding something. There's a place behind your forehead, silent, ancient, forgotten, once known as the third eye. Not a metaphor, but a literal portal. Mystics honored it, pharaohs carved it, yogis built their lives around it. Why? Because it offered what no system could control: direct access to truth. Today it's dismissed as fantasy, but maybe that's the point. Why else would such power be ridiculed, hidden, and suppressed? Why is the pineal gland, this sacred center of perception, absent from classrooms and conversation? Could it be that your blindness was engineered? What if your worldview was constructed before you could speak? What if every screen, institution, and authority wasn't there to teach you, but to keep you hypnotized? To keep your gaze outward so you'd never remember to look in? The more light you gather with your eyes, the darker your inner landscape becomes. You have five senses feeding you information. But what if they're feeding you lies? The third eye isn't superstition. It's the antenna of consciousness. It tunes into realms unseen and wisdom forgotten. But you've been taught to laugh at it, to deny it, to fear it. So the real question isn't, is it real? It's who benefits from your blindness. What if your anxiety, your restlessness, your late night emptiness isn't a problem, but a message, a deeper part of you trying to wake you up? Awakening isn't about learning something new. It's about unlearning the lie. It's about piercing the veil and seeing without eyes. But before that, you have to understand the eye was closed on purpose and not by you. The closing of the third eye was inherited, passed down like a ritual in reverse. Society, tradition, and technology have all worked to keep it sealed. Not through violence, but through distraction. Carl Jung said, people will do anything to avoid facing their own soul. The third eye forces that confrontation. So we build armor, identities, opinions, ideologies, not because they're true, but because they protect us from uncertainty. But the third eye doesn't tolerate illusions, it shatters them. Nietzsche said, when you gaze into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. The third eye is that abyss. It shows you the hollowness beneath culture, politics, and performance. To awaken is to dismantle the psychological scaffolding holding up your life. Jobs, routines, social roles, they begin to look like masks worn by a species afraid of silence. So society keeps you distracted, feeds you dopamine, keeps you scrolling. Because a distracted mind won't rebel. It won't ask, why am I alive? But what happens to a world that forgets how to look within? The suppression of the third eye is more than spiritual amnesia. It's the fragmentation of self. We've severed intuition from logic, soul from science, and replaced inner knowing with outer noise. As Aldous Huxley warned, tyranny won't come through pain, but through pleasure. A society so comfortable, it stops questioning altogether. This is the true prison. A mind unaware that it's asleep, yet within you is a sacred technology, a vision not reliant on eyes, a wisdom not bound by books. The third eye doesn't give you new facts, it changes how you see everything. And once it opens, the world doesn't just look different, it is different. So now the question returns, what have you become without it? And more importantly, are you ready to remember?